right, let's do it live on a First Friday Miracle Edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. How you living, buddy?
You know, I'm doing well. I ran into somebody that I hadn't seen for a long time, and I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I used to be a big hooper, big basketball player.
You had
A nice
little gooseneck.
Nice little jumper, little step back.
Yep.
I haven't touched the ball in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Some Browns fans rented one of my rental properties for me, and they asked me to come over for a photo op. And they said, all we want to do is see you make a free throw.
Yeah.
And I was nervous.
You're nervous? I don't know why. As natural a shooter
because
you are,
I know
one of the
that
greatest shooters.
They had heard
the Bay Area
about my
has ever
prowess
produced.
as a shooter. Mm-hmm. And so, especially the kids that were there, and I could see them being like, man, I'm about to see something really tremendous. They'd heard about my stats in the JCC circa 2003. And so I had to step up there, and again, hand touch ball, and swished it. No big deal.
No big deal.
But it was a great moment. But it's just also crazy how nervous I was, and also crazy it's something that I love so much. And at the same time, I wish I could, put those shorts back on and play tomorrow.
Sure you do.
But that I haven't touched a basketball in years.
No. Nope. I'm guessing you have no hoops around your house?
No. There was a hoop at Nana's, but it's now molded and looks like it could be in Last of Us.
Is it still sitting there?
It's there.
Well, you can get some shots up.
No, trees, foliage. It would be impossible. I think it would be real tough to even make one. But it was a moment of personal triumph, and it made me very happy.
Does he know what you're talking about?
Does this look like a guy who has any idea what's going on right now? You know that scene?
Nope.
You know that scene in Hangover?
No, it would be called Dazed and Confused.
You know that scene? No. There's a scene in the movie Hangover where guy comes out and he's looking like he's actually going to go golfing, and he's like, some people just can't handle Vegas.
Oh yeah, right there.
That's Kimo Sabe over there. He's a
great term of affection and great friend.
I mean it that way. He's unfortunately he's a little under the weather today.
I'm fine.
I don't think so.
You didn't see this last night?
The storm?
No. So last night for the if
you're like a child, Donnie, who wanders into the middle of a movie with no frame of reference.
So last night,
I was cocktailing last night.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had the big goodbye party.
Maybe does G-Man know? G-Man, did you know what I was talking about?
I don't think so.
He's not listening.
G-Man, do you know who Michael Jordan is? Okay, all right. I just wanted to check.
Okay, all right.
So last night, I alluded to this a little bit yesterday on the show because what the NBA attempted to do last night with what NBC attempted to do last night with the NBA,
it's a big deal.
There really is no precedent for. The network television, which is a lot different than it was 25 years ago when I got into it, is not what it used to be. That time period in the East Coast from 8 to 11, or where I grew up, 7 to 10 was prime time because the local news was on at 10, was fiercely protected. And you had to be, if you were going to put some sort of sport on over fill in the blank, ER, CSI, Seinfeld, whatever, you're going to put something on, Friends, whatever, you're going to put something on in front of that, it better rate because those shows rate. And NBC yesterday, as the landscape has changed so dramatically, decided that they were going to do an NBA doubleheader on NBC Network nationwide. So they kicked off their NBA coverage. They did Rockets and OKC at 7:30, and then they did the Lakers and Warriors at 10 o'clock.
The Steph Currys.
The Steph Currys at 10 o'clock. So that's what they did. They did it. And the local news was scheduled to hit around 12:34 a.m. I mean, that's like March Madness stuff.
That's an early Wednesday morning.
Absolutely.
It's not like a Friday
night. No. But they did it. And what NBC peddled in this was nostalgia. That's what this was. This was a nostalgia play. And if you remember the great series Mad Men, when he's selling the carousel from Kodak.
Nostalgia, baby.
Nostalgia, it's potent.
Yep.
It's delicate, but it's potent, and it is. And so the first song you hear is Round Ball Rock.
Beautiful.
And you go, MJ.
Beautiful.
Let's go. It was MJ. So at halftime, they're teasing this thing with Michael Jordan and this big halftime thing with Michael Jordan, who doesn't do these things. He doesn't. And what you got was Mike Tirico in a chair and Michael Jordan in a chair, probably a month or two ago.
Yep.
At his house or his golf club or whatever.
Could have been at the Grove.
Could have been at the Grove, right there. And he they're just having like a conversation, like a 60 Minutes interview.
Yeah, it was like that's what it felt like.
It wasn't anything timely at all, and it reminded me a little bit of when Eddie Murphy went back to Saturday Night Live, and that his greatness was so extreme in the 80s that when he goes back to Saturday Night Live now, if he does even the littlest thing, he gets a massive payoff from the audience because they just want anything from him. They just don't see him.
Yep.
And that's what I thought. Everyone was like, oh, that was so great with Jordan. And then you listen, and it was like, what did he just do? What just happened here? And he told the story that you just stole. And the story was that he rented a house. He's trying to tell Tirico that he hasn't shot a basketball in years. He rented a house for the Ryder Cup. And he even mentions that I paid for it. And then he goes,
which was odd because
then he goes, but then the owner came over with a kid for pictures. And then the owner said, I would love for you to shoot a free throw.
Yes.
Which I thought, well, hold on. If I paid for it, I'm not taking the picture with the kid. I'm here with my friends and family. Like,
my guess is maybe he was like, you just play for the cleaning at the end and you're Michael Jordan, you're good. And I would imagine this is a fine piece of property that he's at.
Of course, but he even mentions in the interview that he paid for it.
He
so
did
then
say
I
that.
say, like, well, then why am I
Why are you doing the pictures?
Yeah. Pictures, and why am I dancing when people I mean, it just didn't make sense.
Agreed.
But so that was it. And that was the whole halftime. That was it. It was him for like 5 minutes with Tirico telling one story and how he would take a pill and be like to go back and play again. But there was nothing in the way of like analysis of today's game or the players or really clearly no point of reference of where this game. Like I said, I'm sure it was taped 2 months ago.
Agreed. And I still think, well, it could have been, it'd be taped between the Ryder Cup and this.
So in the last month.
I thought his claim that he hasn't touched a basketball in years to be wild.
There's no chance that he hasn't walked by. There was a video of him. He has that place in the Bahamas. There was a video of him playing 2-on-2 with high school kids like 3-4 years ago.
Or maybe that was the last time he touched a basketball.
But you just can't tell me like it's just you don't walk by and you see it and you get a shot.
He's
You're
Michael
the greatest
Jordan.
player ever.
Right.
You don't walk by and someone's like, bet you can't make that.
Well, yeah.
Like,
and
especially with him and his gambling.
Right.
Bet you can't. Oh, yeah?
I just also think he's got to have a court in his house.
I'm sure he does.
Like he has to.
Yeah. And there's a ball and you walk by and you get a
Somebody's
shot.
like, hey, can I get a shot up with Michael? Like if you're a friend of his, you're like,
Yeah.
let me get a shot up with the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he plays a lot of golf.
Tons.
And he smokes a lot of cigars. So it's
Right.
possible that only golf clubs and cigars.
Maybe.
But I feel like he's Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And I think so then I started thinking, well, why is he doing this? And then it occurred to me. When you ask the kids that I coach, and I've coached I started coaching kindergarten all the way through 6th, and then at 6th they go to middle school. When I ask the kids I coach who's the greatest player of all time.
Don't say it.
It's a steady diet of
Don't say it.
LeBron.
Don't say it.
It's a steady diet of Kobe. It's a steady diet. You even get a Giannis. You'll get a Joker. You'll get a Luka.
The hell out of here. You put them on the line and you
but
make
it's
them run till they vomit.
it's probably what people a generation older than us would have said about Bill Russell or Wilt or whomever, that they would have said the same thing. And so if you're him, you want to remind people, again, the younger generation, what you're capable of. And I'm going to tell you something else that's pretty interesting. Do you know that in the now 6 years that I've coached youth basketball, not once has a kid I've coached worn Jordans? Not once.
But they were all that's all your kids wanted. Like
that was to school, not to play ball. They release Jordans every year.
Yeah.
Kids don't get them. Kids are getting Stephs or LeBrons or Kobe's or Sabrinas or whatever. They don't get Jordans. Like when we were kids, like you got Jordans. But when he said that, it's been 35 years since I played, I went, my God, it's been 35 years. I mean, it's not quite that long. It's 33.
Since he's played?
I mean, his last good year was what, like 99, 2000, 25 years ago, something like that. I think he said it's been 30 years since I played, or what I was doing 30 years ago. And that would have been like in the middle of the second three-peat, would have been 30 years ago, because 96 is when they won the second part of the three.
So that's when we were graduating from high school.
Yeah. But I think that's it. I think he just wants a reminder of, oh, Jordan, that's what he is. He's not just the jump man or the guy from Space Jam.
Yeah.
Because he's been off the grid basketball for 20 years, really, other than The Last Dance. And he owned the Hornets, but he was pretty absentee on that.
For sure. Huh. Okay. It's interesting that he would be that he feels it, but that makes sense. But I would think that from his shoes that enough people would, and kids. Here's the other thing that kids do play is 2K. And he's always in that.
Yeah, but they're not interested
they play
in that. They do My Career.
They make themselves.
They don't play. I even last night I had like an hour to myself, and I'm like, I'm going to give Madden a real chance. I want to give it a real chance. So I played a game of Madden, and when I went to load, I had started a franchise, and I went to load the franchise, and I thought there'd be a bunch of franchises loaded from the boys. Not one.
It's just all them.
It's all My Career. So they play the college football game, and they play it into Madden. And it's just they play as themselves. So they do the same thing with 2K. They create the player. They go to these playgrounds and they play with people, and then they get – that's it. That's the whole game. They don't play the game.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
I think that's part of just like the social mediaification and like the look at meanness of everything in society.
I agree.
Like, why would you want to play with like the legends and play the game instead of –
Yeah, that's what I always say to them. I'm like, the amount of times that Beamsy has built a guy on the college football game to put into Madden – I mean, that's all they do is that. I'm like, don't you just play a season with Ohio
Real
State
people
and have fun? Throw it to Jeremiah Smith. It's fun.
Yeah, he exists already.
Well, but they don't. That's just not what they do. So that's my theory on why he's doing it, because I just think he wants people to be reminded of what he was, because it's been a minute. And for the younger generation, it's a real conversation. I'll perform an exercise tonight. I got 4th grade and 6th grade basketball tonight.
Okay.
With Beamsy and Bootsy, and I will ask their teammates one by one, greatest basketball player of all time. And we'll see what they have to say. I guarantee you he knows.
Look at this.
Look at this setup.
Look at
this.
Oh,
that's
boy.
That's a
Whoa.
business. That is doing business.
Red bottoms.
Holy cow.
Not even messing around.
My God. A little of this.
To the back.
There's another
to the
taste.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, come on back.
Come on back.
Come on back.
Give the people one more.
One
more. Yeah, there you go. There it is.
There it is. Is he even talking to anybody over there? Or did he just walk over there? Oh, that's good.
A lot in common with MJ right there.
That is good.
A lot of greatness.
He actually hit one of his best shots on that trip in front of MJ.
Legend.
He was on number 2. MJ was on 17 green, talking smack to Dwight Freeney and Keegan Bradley, amongst others, as he played in a sevensome.
Well.
Did
he still have the Carolina blue and white bag with all the Jordans sewn into it?
That I don't know.
When I played in front of him one time out in California, he was on the range as I was on the range, and he wasn't hitting as I walked up to the range, but the bag was there, and it was Carolina blue and white. It had the logo on like the ball where the ball goes, and then it had every variation of Jordan sewn into the bag.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the T markers there are all 6 rings.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Which is,
I think I'm more excited, not so much for that, but for Inside the NBA tonight.
Yeah, because that's ESPN. You're right, Gibbe.
They'll start.
The Cavs are at 7, right, against the Knicks, and then they'll be after.
No, they start an hour before.
Oh, they're going to do an hour pregame.
So supposedly it's an hour, and then for games on ABC, it'll be a half hour of it.
Okay.
And then immediately after, well, I don't know because it's a doubleheader tonight.
It'll be after the second
game.
But
they'll be on at 6 o'clock tonight.
Wow. Are tonight's games on ABC or the ESPN?
That's a great question.
I know the Cavs are on ESPN, but I don't think it's a simulcast.
ESPN and ESPN2.
Okay, so no ABC tonight. So that'll be a little different. And then, like, NBC couldn't do that because eventually they got to hit local news. But ESPN, they could run Inside as much as they want. They could run an hour of it.
Sure.
If they wanted to.
So, I mean, it's going to be produced from Atlanta at the TNT studios. Like,
you think Chuck plays ball?
Oh, I think it takes about 5 minutes for Chuck to take a shot at somebody.
He's taking a lot of shot at his current bosses.
Yes.
And his former bosses. I mean, that's all going to happen in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's probably, if you're ESPN, I mean, they do that with McAfee now. He can take shots at them. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
So I just did again today. So
I know.
Nobody likes me. And
yeah, right. I don't know why it feels like everybody likes him. He's everywhere.
Yeah. I was going to say, it feels like they're quite happy.
Yeah. But it was a very interesting. It was interesting it was one of the more bold things I've seen from a combination of a media rights partner and a league. What they did last night. There's no real precedent for it. regular season game?
Well, I mean,
None.
think about this. You've got that going on.
Mm-hmm.
Friday nights on Fox, I mean, they're showing top 25 volleyball, college.
Oh, I know it.
And they're preempting high school football show and newscast at 10.
They did that a couple of weeks ago. I was waiting for a college football game that was supposed to be on at 10, and that they had to have, or 9 maybe, and the college volleyball game wouldn't end. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What's our audience for this?
Go.
Can we get to the college football game that I'd like to watch? No, they stick with it. So I understand why they're doing it. It's all cheaper than scripted series and all that stuff, even though it's exorbitant amount of money. But that's what it's about. So I'm interested to see if it works or not. Congratulations to our buddy Grant Delpit. He was named AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Delpit finished the game with 2 special teams tackles, 1 forced fumble, and added 2 tackles and a sack on defense. It's the first career weekly league award for Delpit. He joins Andre Schmidt as the second Browns player to be named AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. He's having a year. Delpit.
Yeah, he's going to be a Pro Bowler, as he should be. And, yes, I think it is fantastic. Fantastic. Love to see it. I saw him in the cafe. I said, hey, it's the AFC Special Teams Player of the Year.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, how about it?
How about it? Hey.
Hey.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say how about
He
it.
did.
No, he said
He said,
it would
hey,
be
how
something.
about it?
Yeah, that would be great.
Be something if he did. Yeah.
All right. Coming on in. Big practice day out there.
That is.
Inclement weather.
Yeah, this is March and April right here, brother. This is what those months are like. We got a long stretch. Long stretch there. Practice will be wrapping up shortly, although by the looks of who just walked in, I would say it has wrapped or close. The only Browns player not practicing, defensive lineman Aiden Huntington in concussion protocol. Still, coach is hopeful that the Chief will play Sunday, but he is still day to day. The really good news, Jack Conklin has cleared concussion protocol. So big news there.
Yep.
We're pretty healthy here.
Huge.
Pretty healthy.
Yeah, it's good. And we need to be. We need to kind of get. This is going to be a game where we're going to have to be able to throw the football. They've got a great run defense to the New England Patriots. They do not have a great pass defense, and so this is going to be one of those games where we got to push it down the field, and you need protection to do that. They've got good edge rushers. We'll get to meet them, I'm sure, as the day goes on. But, yeah, it's important to be healthy there on the offensive line. Conklin, that is a big return.
Massive.
Big, yes.
The Browns head to Vegas this November. You can be part of the action through the Browns Takeovers powered by True Fan Travel. Head to clevelandbrowns.com/takeovers to book today. You'll receive a 3-night hotel stay, opportunity to hang with Browns alumni Christian Kirksey and Kevin Mack, a ticket to the game, and an all-inclusive pregame tailgate. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/takeovers to learn more. Let's take over Vegas in 2025. Coming up next, we will meet the Patriots, and you'll hear from Coach from his availability. That's coming up next. We're off and running. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, time to head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's your head coach, Kevin Stefanski.
Okay, big week of preparation.
You're done.
Going on the road, facing a very good football team, winners of their last four, obviously well coached, ton of respect for their staff, and doing a great job on offense with Coach McDaniels. Young quarterbacks playing really, really well. Multiple weapons in the run and the pass game. Defensively, Coach Williams, I do want to mention, as you guys know, is on a leave of absence, so just want to make sure he knows that we're thinking of him. But that defense is really tough. Physical, really good front. Excellent players in the back end, can do multiple things, very versatile. And then special teams-wise, it's a huge challenge. Some really good returners, good core players. So it's one of these games where all three phases have to be on point. But with that, I'll take any questions.
How does May improve? Where is his biggest improvement come in your opinion?
Yeah, in a bunch of areas, honestly. He's accurate, big arm, very mobile, kind of checks all those boxes, and he's doing a good job of operating in that offense and then playing off schedule. He can scramble. He's very, very fast, so he's doing a lot of things well.
When you combine the deep throwing ability that he has and is shown with the ability to scramble, it feels like that really stretches the field.
Yeah, it certainly does. It makes sure that you're good in the back end, obviously, in coverage, and then you have to be great in your rush lanes as well, because he's a threat to throw it. He's a threat to run.
Knowing you guys so well give them any extra advantage?
Yeah, I understand the question. I think having Coach here in the last year, obviously you share a lot of things to each other. You talk about different philosophies and those type of things, but I don't know that there's, trade secrets, those type of things.
Had allowed a 50-yard rusher this season. As a play caller, what is the impact of getting a guy like Quinshawn going early on in the game? It's
a very, very good run defense, which is not a surprise. They're stout up front. They limit explosives, let you get explosives in the run game. So you really just have to be on point. Explosives come in the run game when everybody does their job. You can't just go call the plays that try to get 50 yards. You got to make sure that everybody has had it up, doing their job, and then runners need to stay true to their reads.
Expected to practice today. Do you think he will be available to you on Sunday?
I'm hopeful, Mary Kay, but really going to be day to day. He's trending. He's doing well. No, out of protocol.
Tyson Campbell and the transition he's made, but I was wondering off the field, like what kind of maybe challenges that provides as you're trying to balance on the field. You also have to deal with move in and all that.
Yeah, I think you need to get to know your teammates. You need to get to know. You spend a lot of time probably on Google Maps figuring out where to go, but he's handled all of it really, really well. Is a great kid. Like I told you guys when we traded for him, I had many people from their staff reach out to me and tell me what type of person this is. So he's doing a great job. But it is like anything else. It's a whirlwind, and you got to get to know your teammates.
He hasn't thrown an interception, obviously, in 3 games. Can a young quarterback sometimes be too cautious?
Well, we've talked about it over the years or weeks this season. You want to be smart, aggressive. You don't want to just be conservative for the sake of being conservative. So it's a balance there. And, we coach our quarterbacks to be aggressive when the time calls for it and let it rip. And then also understanding that taking care of the football is a big part of our job.
The takeaways this past week, what needs to happen for that to roll over into this weekend's field on that?
Well, I think obviously, you score 21 points off of 4 takeaways. That's a great recipe for success. I think the big message for our defense, and I'm sure most defenses, is you do your job and you don't go looking for an interception, or you use your technique when you're tackling and the second guy in punches out. So doing your job, the ball, you'll be in position to make plays on the ball, and sometimes you have to wait for those opportunities to come, but you don't go outside the framework of your defense.
What's different about Josh McDaniels' offense from the Tom Brady years?
Yeah, I think he's done he's done a great job with the young quarterback. Obviously, when you have a veteran quarterback that had been there for so long, I'm sure there were different things that they were getting into, and maybe it's a little bit more pre-snap type of things, but they're doing a very good job with this kid, and he's playing at a high level. He's, like I mentioned to you guys, he's operating, he's accurate, good on third down, and then just the ability to run is unique.
Yeah, he's a true blue franchise quarterback is what Drake May is. Time to meet the Patriots, presented by Vivid Seats, official fan experience partner of your Cleveland Browns. They are 5-2 coming into this one. They are atop the AFC East. Mike Vrabel, who spent last season here, is their head coach. He is 59-47-0 in his 7th season as a head coach. This is his first, obviously, in New England. The Patriots lead the all-time series 14-13. Last time out, 2022, the Patriots beat us 38-15 here in town. Their last time out, they were down in Nashville, revenge game for Braves, 31-13 victory over the Titans. In terms of their ranking, offensively, 15th overall, 21st in rushing, 8th in passing. Defense is 11th overall, 3rd in rushing, 24th in passing. Turnover differential is -2. For more on the New England Patriots, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
This is a good team. They've won 4 in a row. Including 3 in a row on the road. Kind of an interesting schedule. They will now be home for 3 of their next 4, but they beat the Bills in Buffalo on that Monday night game, beat the Saints, they beat the Tennessee Titans. So not the toughest the last 2, but Drake May is playing really kind of at an all-world level. He leads the NFL in completion percentage. He leads the NFL in quarterback rating so far this season. He's completing 75% of his passes. He has a 116.4 rating. He's also pretty darn good as a runner. He's already has 200 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns rushing, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the year. But we're talking about doing things historically well. So May's 116.4 passer rating would be the highest in a season by any quarterback age 23 or younger. The only other ones who did this in the similar time frame were Mahomes. Now, he's got to do it for the whole season, but Patrick Mahomes in 2018. Hey! Patrick Mahomes 2018, 113.8. Lamar Jackson 2019, 113.3. Dan Marino 1984, 108.9. Mahomes, Jackson, Marino all won the MVP in those seasons. May is the only player in NFL history to have in a 7-game span in a single season 200 or more pass attempts with 50 or fewer incompletions.
Jeez. The
only time that's ever happened in a 7-game span. On deep passes, he has a perfect passer rating of 158.3. 158.3. On passes more than 20 yards in the air, he's completing 78.6% of them. 351 yards, 25 yards an attempt, 4 touchdowns, no picks, a 158 rating. Keyshawn Boutte, a big part of that. In Week 7, last week, Drake May became the first player in NFL history to have a single game in which they threw for more than 200 yards, ran for more than 50 yards, and had a 90-plus completion percentage. In that game last week, he was 21 of 23, by the way. So think about that. Jeez. So it's the franchise record for completion percentage in a single game, besting Tom Brady's best, which was 88.5% in Week 16 of 2009. In Week 7, May also became the 3rd player under the age of 24 ever to have 200 or more passing yards and a 100-plus quarterback rating in 6 consecutive games. The other ones, Patrick Mahomes in his MVP season in 2018, Dan Marino in his Hall of Fame season in 1984. He is playing outrageous football right now.
And this level came out of nowhere a little bit. I mean, I think everybody there's a big reason Mike took the job because he had this kid and you liked what you saw last year from him, and he was certainly coming along. But this is not what anybody thought. Not like this.
No. And it's really he's playing great. Now, they have not played what you would call a good defense yet.
No.
We will be the biggest test for him in that regard. But he's playing MVP level.
Yeah.
They don't have what you would call a ton of weapons either. I mean, they've got some solid players. Their leading rusher is Ramondre Stevenson on the season. He's got 245 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, but is averaging 3.6 yards a carry. Travion Henderson is averaging 3.6 yards a carry. He's got 43 carries for 153 yards and a touchdown. They've got a couple of good veteran tight ends. Hunter Henry, in his 10th season, he's second on the team with 24 catches, third with 310 receiving yards, and second with 3 touchdowns. Austin Hooper caught his first touchdown this year, the former Cleveland Brown, also in his 10th season out of Stanford. Their line, their first-round pick, Will Campbell's their left tackle. Their third-round pick is their left guard, Jared Wilson. They've played well. Garrett Bradbury, their center, hasn't given up a sack this season. Their right guard, Michael Onwenu, has not given up a sack this season. Their right tackle, Morgan Moses, has given up 1. The line's been responsible for a grand total of 5 sacks so far this season, according to Pro Football Focus, which means they've done a pretty good job. Some of it on May. He's been sacked 22 times. He's held it. Travion's credited with giving up 2 sacks. So maybe that's one of the reasons he's in the doghouse there.
Which is strange because he was known for that, pass pro. I mean, that's what he was known for at Ohio State. Amongst
a great many other things where he's very, very talented with the football in his hands. Their receivers, Stephon Diggs leads the team with 456 yards. He's been targeted 44 times. He has 39 catches.
That's wild, dude.
44 targets, 39 catches, 456 yards. Okay, so he's over 10 yards a target. Kayshon Boutte, 25 targets, 20 catches, 356 yards, 17.8 a catch, and a team-high 4 touchdowns. He has been their vertical threat. Former 6th-round pick out of LSU.
Throw it to him more.
I would say.
It's weird that he doesn't get more because
he's 14 yards a target.
Yeah, he's really
crazy.
A player. Yeah.
So that's kind of who they are offensively. They are committed to Ramondre so far, but he's lost 3 fumbles already this year. He lost 7 a year ago. So let's get the ball out when we play against him. Defensively, they're a base 3-4 defense. They play, though, predominantly nickel, which is they go a 4-2-5 nickel. Christian Barmore has the highest pressure rate of all defensive tackles in the NFL, even though he does not have a sack yet this season. The number 2 in that category is Malik Collins of our team. And then they brought over Milton Williams. So Barmore and Milton Williams, they are kind of the main 2 defensive linemen. Williams had a career-high 5 sacks with Philly last year. He's got 3.5 sacks already this season. And then on the edges, they've got Kalavon Chason, who was a former first-round pick of the Jags. He's got 4.5 sacks this season, second on the team. Harold Landry, former Pro Bowler from the Tennessee Titans, has team-high 5.5 sacks so far this season. He's got 2 double-digit sack seasons in his career. Their linebackers, Robert Spillane, who's got at least 148 tackles in each of the last 2 seasons. He's been their leading tackler, was with Vegas those years. They'd been with the Steelers before that, if that name sounds familiar to people. And then on the back end, they've got Christian Gonzalez at one corner, Carlton Davis at the other corner. Safeties, they've got Kyle Duggar, Jalen Hawkins, and then their 4th-round rookie this year, Craig Woodson. And then Marcus Jones is their nickel. Marcus Jones already has a punt return this year. Leads the team with 2 interceptions and 7 passes defensed. He's been very good, their 3rd-round pick from 2022. But statistically, they can get after the quarterback. They have 18 sacks, 9th most in the league. Scoring defense is 5th. Rushing defense is 3rd overall, 77.1 yards per game. They're +2 in the turnover margin. They're the number 1 4th down defense in the league, but not great against the pass, 24th. Not great in the red zone, 30th. Not great in goal-to-go situations, 31st. A team has tied for 31st. Every team that's gotten to a goal-to-go situation scored a touchdown against them, 7 for 7. Running backs, not a single running back has rushed for 50 yards against them this year.
Jeez.
They're giving up 59 yards a game, 3.2 yards carry. But quarterbacks, 72% completions, 251 yards a game, a 102 rating against them. So far, 2 quarterbacks have thrown for 300 yards, but that was week 1 and 2, believe it or not, Geno Smith and Tua Tagovailoa. 4 quarterbacks have thrown for 2 or more touchdowns. 4 quarterbacks have had a 100 rating or more for the over-unders. Here's a nice little tidbit for you. All 7 quarterbacks to face them have had a quarterback rating of 90+.
Well done, buddy. Well done, Eddie.
There it is.
Want to attend the next Browns home game on November 16th against the Ravens in style? Head to vividseats.com/Browns and purchase your one-of-a-kind fan experience package today. This segment that is simply put sweeping the nation. College Football Nate. Always locked in, always locked and ready to go. And you're going to get 4 downs of it coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet. Official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. The new Rumpke Recycling Resource Center, one-of-a-kind facility located in Ohio that can process 250,000 tons of material annually from over 50 Ohio counties. Learn more about how you can help keep our communities clean and green by visiting rumpke.com. Time now for Four Downs with College Football Nate and your Uncle Bo. Hello, Gibby.
Hi. Hello.
Gibby.
All right. Let's get down to it. Let's have a little fun.
Let's do it.
On a
first down.
There you go. Wow.
Holy cow, we're really ready.
Coming in hot. Ohio State is 7-0. Bye week, kids. I feel like after Texas, the next 6 games were bye weeks. But here we are with an official bye week. The Buckeyes 7-0. Give me your Buckeyes MVP through 7 games. You may only pick one player. Tuffy. College Football Nate in the front row.
Julian Sain. Guys, he's not. I think he should win the Heisman. I've been saying it for a while. I don't know what more you want from him. The guy's unbelievable. That's why I've said it from the beginning. I'll say I'm staying consistent. Julian Sain.
Yeah. The guys that you could talk about for that, Sain is the most important player because he was the biggest unknown, and he has exceeded even the wildest expectations for what he was capable of. He's an 80% passer. He's playing best quarterback in all of college football this year. It's not even really particularly close.
Is he the best quarterback right now in college football?
He's playing the best.
Yes.
Playing the best. He's a video game. Every pass is accurate. Nothing. He's allergic to inaccuracy. Every ball is exactly where you'd want it to be. You know, some people say, oh, he's not taking enough shots. That's because everywhere Jeremiah goes, there's 3 people with him. So what have they done the last 2 weeks? They've said, well, if you're going to triple team, double team Jeremiah everywhere he goes, we have this other guy who wears 17, who's also a first-round pick, and we'll just throw to him.
He's pretty good.
So he's gone over 100 the last 2 weeks. I think if you take him out of it, then I think it's –
Who would be your Heisman room? So who would be the other players?
So Jeremiah Smith's the best player in college football. I think both the receivers should be first-team All-Americans, and I think they're heading in that direction. I think the guy, the real story of their team this far this season, though, has been the defense. Their defense has given up the fewest points in college football since 1993 Florida State.
Wow.
Through 7 games. It's the fewest points since 1993 FSU. And as Arvell Reese has been unbelievable. He's played himself into maybe being the first defensive player off the board in the draft, which is crazy for an off-ball linebacker and kind of a Micah Parsons role. I think without Caleb Downs, I don't know if they could do everything that they're doing defensively. His versatility doesn't show up game to game if you're watching TV copy, but if you go to the games, you watch all 22, you see it. I think Caleb Downs is Ed Reed. That's what I think he is. And he allows for what Patricia's doing defensively, which is an NFL defense. He's putting so many mixed coverages, zone on one side, man on the other. He's dropping defensive line. I mean, he's just doing stuff you see at our level, not what you regularly see at the college level. And a lot of it's possible because Downs is so intelligent and so good. But there's a lot of guys you could give it to.
Second down.
Rank the following Power 4 head coaching jobs that are currently open, from best to worst. Penn State, Florida, Arkansas, Stanford, because they do have an interim coach. I did a double take when I saw that, and UCLA.
All right, you want to go 5-1?
Frank Reich.
Do you want to go 5-1?
He's the interim coach at Stanford.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I forgot that he's the
year.
interim.
Yeah. There's also Oklahoma State's open, Virginia Tech's open. A lot of rumors that Auburn could be open, Florida State could be open. This is going to be massive hirings over the next couple of months.
You can go from 5-1. That's fine.
All right. Number 5 for me wouldn't have been this, but College Football Nate pays attention when people talk. And I'm going to have to say that UCLA, no money. Doesn't seem like there's interest in putting money in the program, so I just don't see how you're going to get that one turned around. So I'm going to say UCLA 5.
Yeah, it's 5. UCLA's 5.
That's amazing.
They're broke. The athletic department is broke, totally broke. Their situation is one that, as kids, I wouldn't have been aware of, but their stadium is so far from the Rose Bowl. We know that now because we've been out there and stuff, and you probably knew that growing up. But as a kid, I just assumed the Rose Bowl was near their campus.
Yep.
So that's really hard. And they just have too many sports, so they can't make it work. They're hemorrhaging money because they're having to fly these teams all over the country, and the Big Ten money's not enough to make up for it. And they don't have an engaged alumni base right now. So, yeah, that's the one. That's 5th.
Number 4.
Stanford. Just because of the academic rigor of the institution, it's just going to be very hard for it ever to be like a full, consistent power. But they've got Andrew Luck there, so I like that.
The other problem is the ACC. Again, you're flying
it's crazy.
all over the place.
The idea that Cal and Stanford in the ACC is the stupidest thing ever. I can't believe the Big Ten didn't take them both.
Stupid.
They should have just taken both of them.
Yes.
I would have taken Washington and Oregon State, too, if I was the Big Ten and just done a whole West Coast
Take Arizona as well for
take a whole realm of the. You could have just taken the whole thing and
take the whole thing.
Played the conference championship game at the Rose Bowl, and it would have had some nostalgia to it. Would have been a win.
Yes.
I think it is Stanford, but I think it's close between Stanford and Arkansas.
Yeah, I have Arkansas 3.
I think the Stanford. If I'm Andrew Luck at Stanford, I'm looking at what Clark Lee's done at Vanderbilt, and I'm saying, why can't we do that? Similar academic rigor. Now, Vanderbilt gets to play in their own area at least, right? But Vanderbilt's opened up the purse strings. They redid their stadium. They threw a bunch of money into it, and they decided we're going to be good at football, and they are. They're ranked 10th in the country.
Pavia's
Heisman candidate to go to school.
Yeah. So if I'm this was why it was really close between Stanford and Arkansas, because I do think, and they have alumni money coming out the wazoo. So if they get them engaged, players will go there. I mean, it's a beautiful place.
Yep.
So the conference thing's a big negative, though. Having to play ACC teams at Stanford's insane. But I do think that Stanford's slightly worse off than Arkansas.
Is the girl? What do you have for number 3?
Yeah, I've got Arkansas number 3 as well. SEC, you got people like Jura that if they ever decide, someday, hey, I'm going to turn my attention and put some of my money in there, I feel like SEC, Arkansas football, it all makes sense.
They just don't have it, and the reason they're not higher because they have the finances. So you've got Jera, you got Tyson Chicken, and you got Walmart.
That's what didn't they?
So that's how they got Cal.
Is it Calipari?
That's how Cal went to Arkansas because they had all the money for him to get players with all of those alumni. But the problem is they every kid that they sign, they have to overpay for because there just isn't enough talent in the proximity. Right? And so it's just a tougher job for that sense. But they have more money than the two ahead of them.
Number 2.
I think you kind of just had it in order. Number 2 for me is going to be Florida. Just Penn State to me still has blue blood potential. Florida's always kind of been up and down. Like they've had periods of being great and then periods where it's not as good. I don't know necessarily about their alumni situation, but I do think
it's decent.
I think that, when you look at it, and I could be wrong about this. Remember, I'm new to this, but even in their own state, it's not just them. The U,
no.
You've got the U there, Florida State.
Yeah.
So whereas in Pennsylvania, yes, I know Pitt is there, but it is Penn State.
Yeah.
So that's how I would rank those.
We have the same order on this. Florida, I have a hard time with Florida because I don't know if it's a good job or not. Because the only time that they've really won, they had 2 of the best coaches of the last 50 years, 2 of the top 10 best coaches of the last 50 years in Urban and Spurrier. Go look at their record when the head coach isn't Steve Spurrier or Urban Meyer, and you just see middling, like just middling, nothing special ever. But they are great proximity to talent, and when they have the right coach, they can out-recruit anybody. But Penn State's number 1 because if you can scratch a check for $50 million while also doing a $700 million stadium renovation while also paying $40 million for a roster, then you're in a good spot. So Penn State is the right one at top.
G-Man was asking earlier when we were putting this together.
Yeah.
Why did Florida move off of Dan Mullen?
Because he had a press conference in the middle after a loss. This was either the Kyle Trask year or the year after Trask. And he had a press conference after a loss when he said he was very critical of recruiting. They were asking him, why aren't you recruiting better? And he took a shot at it. And they were like, well, we can't beat Saban if you're not going to recruit.
Yep.
And that was it. That's what set it off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Next.
3rd down.
Which series ending hurts college football more? Notre Dame, Michigan, or Notre Dame, USC? Now, I believe Notre Dame, Michigan might be rekindled again in 2033.
Yeah, a long ways off.
A long ways off. But Notre Dame, Michigan, or Notre Dame, USC?
It's just dumb that any of it is ending.
Correct.
Certain rivalries and longstanding traditions, they should be there. It's funny, I don't remember, and maybe this is ignorance by me, I don't remember a lot of huge Notre Dame-Michigan games.
I mean, the most famous one is like when we're little kids. That's the Desmond Howard catch against Notre Dame.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was a famous play.
But I remember a lot of Notre Dame USC. Like that was
Notre Dame Michigan doesn't play every year.
Yeah.
Anyway, the answer is Notre Dame USC.
Right.
That is the only. I mean, that was billed as the intercoastal. I mean, like Notre Dame as if they were on a coast, but like the best of the East against the best of the West.
Yep.
Like 100 years ago. Like that, you have to play that game. That's for the Jules Shillelagh. They play the same time or thereabouts every year.
Yep.
I just think like for that series not to go on is an absolute failure, and it's really Notre Dame's fault. It's Notre Dame's fault for trying to stay independent, and it's too bad because the Big Ten has everything that Notre Dame needs. They have Ohio State, they have Michigan, they have USC, they've got Purdue, they've got all the teams that they play. Like, just join it and play them in conference every year. So I'd often wondered, I always thought that the trump card the Big Ten would, if they ever wanted to force Notre Dame's hand, would be to say, our teams won't play you anymore. And if you're Notre Dame and you're not going to play Michigan, you're not going to play Michigan State, you're not going to play USC, you're not going to play any of those teams, then who are you playing? Wake Forest and North Carolina and Duke and NC State and Miami and Clemson and Florida State? Like, that's who you want to play if you're Notre Dame? And the service academies? I'd love the service academies, but, like, come on.
Yeah.
Next.
4th down.
The ACC should only get one team into the college football playoff this year.
I think it is ultimately going to be fiction. I think that they have 3 legitimate candidates, maybe even 4 that could get in. I think the U, that was obviously a terrible loss for them, but the U still can get in.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech, you got Virginia, and you've got Louisville all kind of on the cusp. But like if it was today, do you think Georgia Tech would be in?
Well, here's the problem.
They win the division.
I'm going to give you guys a scenario that's a real problem. Very likely Virginia is going to win out, and they're going to be 11-1. Now, their one loss is to NC State, but it's an out-of-conference game, as stupid as that is. So they scheduled NC State because neither one had an out-of-conference game, even though they're in conference and they don't play in their conference.
Perfect.
They have 20 stupid teams like SMU and Stanford and all this other nonsense. So they played a non-conference game against NC State, so that's their one loss. So they're going to go 11-1. There's nobody on their schedule that they're going to be expected to lose to the rest of the way. Georgia Tech is going to go undefeated until they lose to Georgia. If they lose to Georgia in this season finale, they will be 11-1. Those 2 teams will meet for the ACC title. Miami is going to be favored in every game they play going forward. They're likely going to be 11-1. What are you going to do? You're going to have multiple SEC teams with 2 and 3 losses, a bunch of them. What do you do with 3 ACC teams? Go look at Georgia Tech's schedule. They played nobody.
So if Georgia Tech wins,
could play their whole year and not play one ranked team except Georgia.
If Georgia Tech wins the ACC, they're in.
They're in.
And then the U would get an at-large.
But do you take the U over? Because here's what they didn't do. Last year, remember, Ward Manuel, the athletic director for Michigan, said, we're not punishing teams for losing ACC title games. That's how SMU got in, because they lost to Clemson in the ACC title, and that's how they got in. We're not punishing them. So are you going to not punish Virginia if they lose in that scenario to Georgia Tech, and so then Virginia's in? And then what do you do with Miami, if they go 11-1? Meantime, there's no way that Oklahoma – go look at some of these schedules. Like Oklahoma, the rest of their schedule, I think they have to play 5 ranked teams. They're not getting out of that unscathed. They're all going to have 2 and 3 losses in the SEC. It's going to be a mess. Unmitigated disaster.
I still think 2 teams. ACC should potentially get 2 teams in.
The big thing that it's really coming home to roost is the ACC, the Big 12, and even the Big 10. They've added so many teams that the best teams aren't playing each other all the time. Meantime, in the SEC, the best teams play each other.
Like as early as week 2.
Yeah, they play.
Yeah.
You know, Texas plays Georgia, and Georgia plays Alabama, and LSU play. I mean, they all play each other.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're looking, in the SEC, and you've got in the SEC,
there's
just
10
for people,
SEC teams ranked in the top 25 right now. 10. Now, I think that's too many because they don't have USC ranked, and that's a joke. But nevertheless.
And Vandy just beat LSU.
They did. And LSU somehow still ranked.
So Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss.
You forgot A&M.
They're going to get in as well. Yeah, those are the locks, right? 4.
I don't know.
Oklahoma, Vandy if it keeps playing the way it does. And then I'm sure they'll want Texas in if Texas runs the table.
You only have 12 spots.
Well, that would be a lot of them there.
So what are you going to do with this?
So, all right, hold on. So you have 12 at-large spots. So let's do.
It's total. You have 4 auto bids.
So one
and
of them
Notre Dame's
but one
going
of
in.
those is theirs.
One of them's theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame is in. So there's 5
If they win
spots.
out, they're
so
gonna
let's
go
just
10 and
take
2 and they'll be in.
at-larges.
Yeah.
So you're saying that we've got 11 at-larges.
So just do this. Just take them where they're ranked. Ohio State representing the Big Ten. Georgia Tech representing the ACC. The Big 12 would be BYU. The who am I missing? Did I do
You haven't done the SEC?
Let's say it's Texas A&M.
Okay, A&M.
And then give it to Notre Dame. So those 5.
Notre Dame. Okay.
So now you got to take another spot because you have to have a group of 5. So right now I think that might be Navy right now.
Okay. So then you have 10 spots.
A USF. Okay. All right.
Good job,
Whatever.
Jimmy.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So you got 10 spots. So if you add.
No, dude, you don't. You just did 6.
Yeah.
You've got 6 spots left.
There's 12 total.
Yeah.
So then you're going to get. Who else from the. So Big Ten, you have Indiana.
And Oregon are going in.
Indiana, Oregon. But I don't know that you can say that.
They're both going to be 11 and
All right.
1. They're both ranked in the top 10. Indiana's second in
So
the country.
Indiana, Oregon, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss right now. And then the last spot could be Oklahoma. It could be Vandy.
Well, what about your ACC teams?
It
What
could
about
be
Miami?
The U.
Yeah. It's a mess.
They need to go to 16 teams.
No, they don't. Some of those teams suck.
Well, the teams that suck are on the.
Stop doing the automatic bids.
Well, yes. Yes.
Stop doing that and pick
Yes.
the 8 best teams.
That's what I mean. The teams that suck
Because
are
they're
over
not
here.
doing the same thing. They're not playing the same schedules.
No.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
What Georgia Tech's doing this year compared to what Oklahoma's having to play?
Yeah.
Come on. Those two things
Who's
aren't the
BYU
same.
playing?
Well, similar. Yeah.
And then you're saying USF would be in?
Yeah, because you have to get a group of 5 because they don't want to be sued for antitrust by the government.
So that's an FBS independent? Is that the group of 5?
Group of 5, it used to be Power 5, Group of 5. Now it's Power 4, Group of 6.
So like Conference USA?
Yes. Those Boise States, those type of teams. One of them has to get in. So they don't want to get sued.
Who cares?
You said it, brother. You said it. Add more fun to your fandom with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Second hour of the program, including Guess the Lines.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, mama.
Can the
Coming
streak
up next.
continue?
What a time to be alive. Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, an official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. And we are very happy to be joined by one of the men who made, countless impact plays in the Browns' 31-6 win over the Miami Dolphins safety, Rayshawn Jenkins. Rayshawn, thanks for being with us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Man, let's get into it.
Yeah, 129 career games in the National Football League. This next week will be your 130th.
Oh, wow.
Is that crazy to you?
That's crazy. I did not even know that. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, so you get here. I was going through this, so obviously we'll talk about the interception in a second. Your first with the Browns, 11th of your career. You get your second fumble recovery of your career in this game. Special teams, Grant knocks out. Great film session, I'm sure, for the safeties. So you guys, every single one of you made plays in there. But last year, when you got your first fumble recovery, you went 102 yards to the house in Seattle, which was the longest fumble return in the league last year. This year, no yards on the fumble return.
Yeah, I know. It was, you know what? I saw the opportunity. I was just like, let's just keep it safe. Let's just get the ball and give it to our offense, and let's just let the young guys, try to make whatever they make with it. So it was cool.
Of course. Very good. All right. And then let's talk about now the one that you maybe had more to do with than even your own interception. Was Tyson's interception. Okay, yeah. So you see the pass coming out to Achane, you hit him, ball goes up in the air, Tyson takes it to the house. That for you, like there's no assists, right? But if there was an interception assist, you would get one there. What happened on that play?
We were just in a fire zone. It's what we call it. Most of the league calls it fire zone. I was responsible for number 2.
So when you say fire zone, just for the listeners out there, what does that mean?
Yeah, so a fire zone is basically we have 3 under, 3 deep. So we have 3 deep men, and then we have 3 underneath coverage guys. Yep. And I was one of the underneath coverage guys out to the outside. And and a lot of quarterback tendencies, if they feel pressure, is to throw the ball out hot right now to that guy who is essentially uncovered. Yep. So me knowing that, I've gotten that play a bunch of times over my career. I walk down just to close the distance a little bit, and so there's 2 guys out there. One stops at 4 yards right in the quarterback's throwing window, and he is the first read. Yep. If no one takes him, it's dumped off right there, right now. Now, if somebody takes him and the flat guy is open, then he just throws it to the flat. So what I did was came down, I distracted him through the first window, so made it seem like he was covered, and I just shot to the second window, just knowing that his QB progression was gonna take me to that. Yeah, exactly.
That's 129 games of experience.
Exactly. So, and what's crazy is I didn't even know Tyson had the interception. I was like celebrating, like looking the other way, and I'm like looking back, like, why is he running? Like, and I'm just looking for the ball, like whatever. I was like touchdown. I was like, what? This is crazy. And Rocky was like, do you know what you just done? I was like, nah.
But you've seen it now. So now you know. So you baited him, basically, and then you were able to get that out there. Now, you and Tyson played together.
Yep.
So that had to be fun, kind of reunited. And how does that help having that, chemistry, and for him to come in and assimilate and at least have one very familiar and friendly face?
Yeah, that's always helpful to come into any, I feel like, situation to see, any familiarity in the situation. So just him coming back and me and him being united and being together, man, the chemistry's been there. We made a bunch of plays over in Jacksonville. Now we're in just another uniform doing it,
It's great to see. That's his first touchdown, so that had to be pretty special. Your first one, I remember talking to you about this in the elevator. I don't know where you were, in Philly or Carolina. It was a walk-off against Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was in preseason.
It was in preseason.
It was in the elevator. I remember that. It was a walk-off against Dallas. I should have had one I should have had a 3rd touchdown this weekend, but cutting back on that running back.
All right, so we'll get to that right now. So, all right, of your 11 interceptions, which is a very robust number in the National Football League career, was that the easiest one you've ever had?
No. No. The easiest interception I think and I had 2 in this game. I was in Jacksonville, and it was versus the Colts, and I was just deep middle, and I was just standing there. The ball for some reason was just coming my way, and I was like, and I just caught it. Yeah, and I returned that one for about 15 yards. But the crazy thing is, I had an interception earlier that game. That was, I wouldn't say it was easy, but it got called back.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of
like the gift, the reward.
Yeah, it was like a reward. Yeah, exactly. So it was cool.
This one seemed pretty easy.
That was
this
easy
one,
too.
He threw it like you were 15 yards away from him, and he threw it right to you.
That was easy. And I created our pressure up front because
it's a good simulated pressure right there.
Exactly. I was me seeing the pressure in the head, knowing that he had to release that ball at that point, held me. Because now I'm like, the ball has to come out.
Yep.
You know, right where he's looking. So I was like, it has to come right here. And it, Lord behold, right here. All right, cool.
So I like in that one, we did that in our play breakdown here. And first of all, great design in the pressure. Malik drops out. It looks like it's going to be 4 guys coming off the right. It ends up actually only being 1. So they got 3 guys over there. Mason does a good job getting into the center, clearing that lane. On the other side, I think it was Alex did a good job widening out. And then, boom, Grant gets in there. I kind of the way Tua started off looking, because they're taught to throw hot, right? That's where the pressure is. I'm going to throw into the pressure. Yep. By the time he turned his head back, I liked it. Like if you play Madden, do you ever play Madden? Where like you are looking, you're like, oh my god, and then you just press a button. You're just like, you just press a button, and then it just you're like, oh no, and it was right to you. Now, you didn't get into the end zone. Quinshon's very happy about that because he was able to get the hat trick on the day. Right. But when you watch it back on film, there are 2 things. No, let's start with this. Number 1, did you watch it back? Did you say should you have gotten into the end zone?
It's.
Were you thinking when you caught it, get in the end zone?
Okay, so when I was thinking, absolutely. Every time I have the ball in my hand, I'm thinking about getting in the end zone. But game plan wise, right, number 28 is arguably like top 3 fastest guys in the whole entire NFL.
Tyson ran him down.
Exactly. So A-Chan. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna outrun this guy. So I'm gonna try to put a sweet move on him and go overly highlight play. Just make it just okay. I got the pick. Let me put a nice move. And I was actually gonna try to just bulldoze the lineman right into the end zone. But that was actually a great tackle by 28.
They made a very good play,
like a good form tackle. So it was good. I feel like if I would have had to do it again, I would have stayed outside.
Tested him.
I would have stayed outside. I feel like if it was like game on the line, like I would have kept it outside. But me trying to be just add extra
little flavor.
It's just me. That's just me, my personality.
All right. So when you watch this, I'm sure in the film, as I said, in your room had, so many plays. Grant gets the forced fumble. You get the fumble recovery. You get the tip or the hit that leads to Tyson's pick. You get a pick yourself from Grant's pressure. Donovan gets a sack in there. Rocket gets a pick. It was just safety room has had to be a very joyous Monday in the safety room. But when you watched your pick back, did you happen to notice Rocket's reaction?
Oh, yeah, because it was actually –
because he thought he was going to get it and walk right into the end zone.
He was actually going to him, and I was actually not supposed to be right there.
Okay.
So just me reading the quarterback the entire time, I was dropping back, and I knew if our pressure got there fast enough, I could just stop where I was. Because the ball, just like you said earlier, he was just going to press a button and just be like –
just get it out.
Exactly. So it was just kind of one of those things. But it was watching the film.
Did you give him a little grief? I mean, he's got his head on his hands like he's distraught, and you just got an interception.
So Rocky actually could have had like 3 interceptions that game. But one got tipped off of Mason's hand.
Yep.
And then mine.
Yep. And then he actually got one.
So it was just good to actually see him get one because the ball was trying to find him so many times. And it just would not connect until that last one. It was cool.
I just thought it was hilarious. You could tell he was like happy, but he was also like, this was a pick 6 for me. Like I was scoring a walk. I thought that he got his hands on his helmet. I'm like, that's hilarious. That's good stuff. So what's it been like for you coming into, it's a new team, obviously 4 years with the Chargers. Then you go down to Jacksonville. You're there for 3 seasons. Seattle with our old pal Jeff Howard last year, and then now into this new situation here in Cleveland. What's it been like just coming in here and coming to a darn good defense?
Yeah, this is a really good defense. I played on some really good defenses in the past, so this is up there with some of the best. So I would say me coming from just a starter. I started since I want to say my second year in the league, like the end of my second year in the league until like last year, coming in here having to play at third safety, which is cool because I always embrace my role wherever I go. They honestly was like, "Yo, we're gonna need you on special team this year." I was like, "I got you. I don't really
for
care.
Sure.
Just put me on the field. I gotta get it done." So like coming in and adjusting to that, kind of going back to earlier in my career from when I started with special teams, having to get back into that mind frame was, it was a little challenging. Because it's like, hey, I'm a starter in this league, but then at the same time, I'm also a team guy, so I can't let. So it was like, nah, bro, embrace your role. I'm blessed to even be here,
Yeah.
So, but you see, once you start embrace your role and making plays within your role, right? You see it start expanding. So and that's what.
And your snaps have gone up,
no
exactly. doubt.
And
absolutely.
That's kind of what you see, and that's. Honestly, that's kind of just how my career has always kind of played out. I've always come in. It is what it is.
You're
I
a 4th round pick.
Yeah. It is what it is. I come in 4th round pick, so they're like, oh, he's older. let's start him down here and kind of make him prove himself every time. But every time I tend to do so it's all good.
As the Macho Man Randy Savage says, the cream always rises.
Yep.
Exactly right. So you're 2017 4th-round pick for the Chargers from the U.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So reunited with David Njoku.
The U, yes, sir.
Was he as energetic then? Because remember, when we drafted him, he was 20 years old. So I've known that kid since he was 20 years old and got to see him grow up and mature, and in some cases not mature or just be more chief than he ever was before. Mm-hmm. What was it like for you, going to school with him? You come in here, so that's a familiar face for you, and just seeing what a wild man he is.
Yeah, no, he's been like this. It's always been love. Me and Njoku since Miami, man.
Huh?
Like we link up in the off season. That's who I hang out with.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm like he lives in Miami in the off season, so if I'm down there, that's who I'm going to go see.
Has he always not worn a shirt? Was that even in college? Did he not wear a shirt?
So in college, I will say this: he was like smaller in college.
Okay.
So it was like he was like smaller. So he came in like small. They wanted to play it like receiver.
Okay.
Then they moved him tight end. He got humongous.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. Then he started taking his shirt off. I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they tried to like move him to like linebacker. It didn't work. Put him back at tight end, and he just went crazy. His like last year there.
Yeah, it was a first-round pick here.
Yeah, exactly. But just to see his development, like athletically wise, was crazy because we always knew he had it physically. Like you could just look at him and be like, yo, he's 6', whatever.
He's 6'5", 265, jacked.
Yeah. So we knew it was there, and then he just started putting everything together, and he's had a tremendous career in the NFL, and I'm proud of him because, like you said, he came in at 20.
20.
I was 23.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think he was the youngest.
He might have been the youngest draft pick that year.
He was the youngest draft pick that year.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just cool to see. He brings the energy around here every day.
No doubt.
You can see.
He's the best.
Yeah. You can. He's nothing. He's not shy. I can tell you that. He can come here yelling
No,
right
he is
now.
not.
So no, it's just cool to have those type of people around because.
So did you talk to him when you were in free agency and you're like, hey, I'm thinking about Cleveland, and so he gave a little sales pitch to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So he's been trying to get me here for like the last year. I want to say last year or so. So it's just a good guy to be around, man. Just good energy.
Great energy.
Yeah.
The vibes are very good. Well, the vibes are great having you here, making
Yes,
plays, having fun out there,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's great to see you, and thanks for stopping by, and keep it going. I mean, heck, 2 takeaways in one game. Why not? Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try to get 2 more.
Let's go. Rayshawn,
Yes,
thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, great stuff there. Join us at Huntington Bank Field on Sunday, November 16th, 4:25. The Browns take on the Ravens for our Salute to Service celebration, proudly honoring our military heroes throughout the game. Lock in your seats today at clevelandbrowns.com/Ravens. We'll attempt to guess the scores and see if the hot streak can continue on. Coming up next, you listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, Cleveland, don't miss the brand new Doghouse by NJM Insurance. Play Madden, snap photos with Chomps and Brownie the Elf, and get ready for kickoff. Come early to Dog Pound Drive. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Have you lost it this yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Guess the scores. We are
Much
here.
to give a chagrin. This is a tough week, though. We call
8.
this a truncated week. Only
this
13 games.
I can tell you this is, in putting this together, the G-Man was making numerous observations about how tough this was actually going to be today.
My prediction, a winner.
Yes.
I think you're winning. I think you're going to win.
My prediction, pain.
More pain for G-Man because it's going to be all victories for you. We start on Thursday Night Football.
G-Man wasn't doubting you. I just wanted to say,
No, G-Man's totally on my side.
Were you doubting?
Yeah, 100%.
When you weren't here on those Wednesdays and G-Man would be like, with every pick, sighing if I missed it, sad, and then joyous when I got it right. Yeah. G-Man's a real one.
He's a real one.
Yeah.
All right, we start on Thursday Night Football. Vikings and Carson Wentz at the Chargers on Prime with Al Kirk and Kaylee Hartung.
I really have no feel for this, so I'm just going to go Chargers -3.
What do we have to be in? Within a half?
Within a half.
Got it. 3.5. We head to Sunday at 1 o'clock. Miami at Atlanta. This is your Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, Melanie Collins. Miami at Atlanta.
Kevin Harlan's been getting some.
I know. I think he's great.
Yeah, and he keeps getting shortchanged.
Does he have an NBA? Is he doing NBA work this year? Because he was a TNT guy. Was he picked up by somebody?
We're looking. Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Falcons
All right.
-7.
Got it. Falcons -7.5.
Okay.
We are in the 1 o'clock
Disgusted
window. We are Jets. The Jets. Aaron Glenn knows who the quarterback is, but he's not telling you. Buddy, you haven't won. It doesn't matter.
And I don't think
Woody Johnson. Have you ever seen an owner just
at
crush?
You gave him the money, Woody.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Well, then Tyrod has a knee injury now. Well, that. Guess what,
What is
kids?
this?
Might be going back to the guy you just
luminaries?
benched 24 hours earlier.
And talked smack about.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably won't
All
go
on
too
talent.
well. Yeah, lots there. Jets at Bengals.
I have no feel for these. I'm just going to go to normal numbers. This feels like a normal number. Bengals -7.5.
Oh, just missed it. Bengals -6.5.
Why didn't I just say 7? I just said
You just said I'm going to go normal numbers, and then you didn't.
Love it.
Browns at Patriots. Browns at Patriots.
Patriots -7.5.
Patriots -6.5.
Missed the Browns one again.
So it keeps moving. That's not cool.
Keeps moving, yeah.
It's actually worse now that I know.
Yeah, it's better to just use your.
That one was 7.5.
Yeah, you're fine.
And I thought it could go to 8 before I thought it would go under 7.
Went down, yeah. G-Men at Eagles. Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi.
I'm at the point now where the Fox A team's just going to be wherever the Eagles are, and Nance and Roma are going to be wherever the Chiefs are, and everything else
that might be right.
Plays itself out.
Eagles -7.
Eagles -7.5. Got it.
I should be 5-0. This is bad.
Eagles -7.5.
Okay.
I think that's a big score, given the fact the Eagles' offense isn't exactly anything to write home.
I think that there's Pedro's boy Jackson Dart was 15 of 33.
Yeah.
You know, Bootsy's doing this thing now he puts on Payton's pads, and I have an Ohio State practice jersey, football jersey.
Okay.
And he asked Parker if they can play Scattaboo. And when he plays Scattaboo, he puts on the helmet or he puts on the shoulder pads and he just runs at Beamsy, who has to try and tackle him. And then Peyton and I judge which one won the rep. And the first 1 to 10 wins the competition.
Doing the Oklahoma drill right here?
In the basement. Yeah. That's right.
Is the other one padded up?
No. Beamsy's not padded. Bootsy is. No helmet.
No helmet.
But he has shoulder pads. And he
Nobody's
just runs
gotten hurt
straight
yet.
at him. Oh, of course. They cry all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, Bootsy's got bloody noses. His braces bleed like he's all, yeah. But then he just pops up, goes at it again.
Good.
Right,
Scattaboo.
good.
Right
Rub
back
some
at
dirt
it.
on it.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. Bills at Panthers. Bill at Panthers on Fox.
Bills minus 6.5.
Bills minus 7.5.
If I just said 7 on all these games, I'd be 6-0.
You would be, yeah. Still in the 1 o'clock window, Chicago Bears at the Baltimore Ravens.
So,
Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn.
This is one that I need.
I think it feels like that Lamar's playing, even though he was at like 20 minutes of practice today. The scores would lead me to believe that they believe Lamar is playing. And quite honestly, maybe Ed Reed's playing too.
Stop giving him hints. What the bloody hell are you doing?
We may finally have him, and you're blowing it.
Ravens
I
minus
need him
7.
hungry still.
Ravens minus 7.
Got it. 6.5.
Yeah, goes. I was like, well, if he goes with his own philosophy here, he should just say
I just
something.
need to keep saying there.
All right, last game of the 1 o'clock slate, the D'Amico Ryans return. He was on that staff with Kyle and Saleh and all those guys. Niners at Texans, Kevin Kugler, Daryl Moose Johnson, Allison Williams on Fox. Niners at Texans.
Niners minus 2.5.
You ready to have your socks blown off? Texans minus 1.5.
What?
Yeah, that's right. What is going on there?
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I like it. We're 4-4.
I don't know
the 4 o'clock window.
I don't know what's going
That
on
doesn't
there.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
No, doesn't. Nor does it to me. All right, Sunday 4 o'clock. Buccaneers at Saints on Fox. Your Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Megan O'Livy on the call. Bucs at Saints.
Saints at Bears was only 4.5 last week.
I think you have that right.
Vegas doesn't like the Bucs as much as other people do, based on last week. I think this is Vegas-y zone, though. I'll just say they said the Bucs minus. I want to say 4 or 5. I'll just say 4.5. Bucs minus 4.5.
Got it exactly. 5 and 4. Look at all this. What do you got? Balloons?
I don't know.
All of our
looks like a
favorite
balloon.
people. Looks like balloons the way they're kind of toting them. Yeah, balloons. Yeah. America's Game of the Week. Dallas Cowboys at Denver Broncos. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. Cowboys at Broncos. You know, I heard Tyvis. I was talking to Tyvis this morning. He has a lot of his. He's obviously with a lot of teams. Tyvis Powell was, and
He's with a lot of teams.
and we were talking. And for most of the places, he has his game worn jerseys from playing in those teams. The one that he doesn't, one of the ones he really wants and doesn't have is his Cowboys one. He actually had an interception in the Cowboys jersey. I forgot he played there.
I did too.
But he has an interception in the Cowboys jersey. He does not have the physical jersey. I thought, why would you not get that? He goes, it's one of my big regrets is that I did not get the Cowboys jersey from the interception. Yeah. Cowboys at Broncos.
Denver, big win. They find ways to win. I think they see this one probably as an even Stevener, but it's in Denver, so I'm going to go Denver minus 3.
Got it. Denver minus 3.5.
Okay.
Cruising to another win, 6 and 4. One more will clinch it. Finally, in the 4 o'clock slate, Titans at Colts. Titans at Colts. Andrew Catalon, Charles Davis, Jason McCourty, A.J. Ross. This is a waste of Charles Davis, who I adore and is great at this, but like in a 3-man booth, he's not needed.
Well, these are 2 awful games in the 4 o'clock window. So
they are 2 really.
banking
This
on
is the worst
Cowboys,
one.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Saving that one.
Yep.
So I wrote a number that I think is big, and I don't even know if it's big enough.
What's the number before you give me the number? What's the number that would have you think twice about picking Tennessee?
20.5.
I was going to say it's way up there. Because the Colts house everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week has been, I mean, we've had only one game. The Texans, when that was a terrible line. Other than that, I would, like, if it was the old rules, 1 point either way, I would have all but one.
Got them all except one, yeah.
Which I was way off on. I'm going to go Colts I mean, this is what I wrote down, so I'll go with it. 14.5.
Got it exactly.
Exactly?
Exactly.
14.5. Did you hear the sadness in his voice? All right,
Wonderful.
winning week. Let's see.
Winning week again.
All right, let's finish it out.
You could really obliterate it. Prime time. Packers at Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Tarico Collinsworth and Melissa Stark. Packers at Steelers.
Packers minus 2.5.
No. Packers minus 3.5. Okay. Finally, Monday Night Football. Commies at Chiefs. Commies at Chiefs. Buck, Aikman, Salters, Rutledge on the call.
By the way, Washington's quarterback not playing.
Right.
It's reflected.
Chiefs minus 14.5.
Chiefs minus 12.5.
7-6.
Winning.
Another victory.
Winning.
Just stacking them.
Stacking them.
The Niners one I don't understand. That one doesn't make any sense.
That was tense.
That was a weird one.
That was a tense.
That was the 4 o'clock slate. You aced the 4 o'clock slate, and then another dub.
That was tense.
Another dub for you. Great work out of you. Join Z and Gerard tomorrow, October 23rd, 7 to 8 for the Kevin Stefanski Show, live from Slim and Chubby's in Strongsville. Hear from Coach Meet Brown's cornerback Miles Harden, registered to win autographed merch courtesy of our friends at Bud Light. Coming up next.
Do you want Siciliano or you want Gabriel? Siciliano just got out of his appointment. He's in the car if we want him.
Sure.
Great. We'll work on that.
Siciliano coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns, will tackle any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. We now head out on the hotline. Mr. Siciliano joining us.
Baby.
I'm told fresh off of a lunch at Javier's with Stan Kroenke. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm hanging out in Orange County in Newport at Javier's looking at the scenery on what day is it?
Gorgeous.
Wednesday afternoon.
It's a great parking lot. It's a good clientele list.
It's a great place to be.
Great place to be.
Yeah, I mean, it is. There is some scenery in there. No, guys, I'm sorry, not nearly as exciting. I was at the doctor getting the annual physical. Not as exciting as Javier's.
I bet they were flying colors, right? They're very pleased. Probably said, we've never seen somebody so fit.
I have no idea. We'll wait till we get the blood work back.
The blood work, yeah, that's always key.
I know, the blood, for sure.
The blood work.
I know. Who needs it?
We'll call you.
Hey, buddy.
Can I, by the way, hold on real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but listening in the car to Nate nail the odds again. We need to call this, like, there's college football Nate and there's baseball Nate. Baseball Nate yesterday should have been a segment, by the way. So we need like Vegas. What do we call this segment?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Could be like name.
The Schwam.
Who was the what was the movie with Pacino and McConaughey where he was he would you'd pay for his picks?
I don't remember.
Is it the one where is that Limitless?
No.
What's the one where he takes a pill?
Maybe.
Let's see. McConaughey. What about
I never know how to spell his name.
What about Hammer and Hank? Isn't
Hammer
that
and Hank?
Hammer and Hank?
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Two for the money. Two for the money was that. Two for the money was that.
There
movie.
you go.
And
that would work. And can somebody explain to me how the Ravens are 6.5 point favorites over anybody?
Lamar's
back.
Lamar's back.
Lamar.
He's back.
Lamar, baby.
If
Coming off the bye.
you think that Lamar is going to fix their problems magically, like it is the most confounding line of the entire season.
Not more.
No way. The Texans favored over the Niners?
Texans over Niners.
That's a one I didn't even have the right team.
That one's a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, fine. The Ravens should not be favored by 6.5 over anybody.
Well,
what would you make or break point in their season 2 weeks before the trade deadline?
What do you think would be the right on that one?
2.5 if they're favored.
2.5.
The Bears have won 4 in a row. They've scored 21 points in all 4.
Yeah, I don't think people buy them though.
Like
they're a weird watch. Have you watched them in the last couple weeks?
Yes. I don't
watch.
think they're a juggernaut, but has anyone watched the Ravens?
Yeah,
it's hard. It's not the Ravens.
A week ago, they were on pace to give up 600 points in the season.
All right,
600.
Did I get that one right? I wonder if
I think
you
I
did
get that right.
All
yeah.
right.
I was stunned.
Well, I was just going with the fact that basically, if I just had guessed 7, I was going to get all the games right. So that one, I was like,
yeah,
I'm going to try it again.
All right, let's play a little game here, and we're all employees of the National Football League, so no wagering on this. But the Ravens are 1-5. Okay, this is what's in front of them. Bears this week at Dolphins, at Vikings, at Browns, Jets, Bengals at home, Steelers at home, at Cincinnati, Patriots at home, at Green Bay, at Pittsburgh. What would be a realistic expectation on their win total based on what is pretty soft rest of the way? They've played all their big teams. They're 1-5.
They are going to be either 10-7 or 9-8.
Siciliano, what do you think?
I think they're 7-10. Wow. I think, and I could be horribly wrong, they have fundamental flaws. Guys, they're giving up 30 points a game.
They are.
Lamar Jackson is not tackling anybody.
No, it's
He's
fair.
not.
He's
will say, and maybe this is me being silly or naive, but last year they were dreadful on defense early and then ended the season. Over the second half of the year, they were the number 1 defense in the NFL. Now, I'm not saying this year is last year. It's not.
Dean Pease ain't walking through that door to save like last year. I'm even looking at it going, is our 425 game a couple of weeks still going to be 425?
I think they're going to. I think I'm more convinced than ever now with your analysis that based on this line that they are going to destroy the Bears.
That's what I think too.
Because I think it seems very obvious.
It seems too big. Usually when you see that, it's
like so obvious to do the opposite. Yeah. Like the Bucks getting
all
6.5 from the Lions, and you're like, wait, why wouldn't I? Of course I want the Bucks.
Yeah.
No, Vegas says no. You don't want the Bucks.
You don't. Bomb City.
Spread theory. I have spread theory on this game. Then you've convinced me. All right, we'll remember that for the scores.
Okay.
We'll see that.
All right, listen, I would love to be right and for you to be wrong. But not just because that's always the case, but
because it's the Ravens.
Save that right there.
The Ravens.
As like a drop from time to time, just to drop that. I would love nothing more for me to be right and you to be wrong.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
That's good.
Hey man, it's fun to call a win, isn't it? I mean, sometimes we get lost in the big picture stuff, but man, a win on a Sunday feels good.
You know what? I don't think either of us, Nathan and I, thought the game was over at halftime. But when you and I collectively, we walked out of the booth and into the press box to grab something to eat at halftime, we said exactly that. Hey, this is fun.
Yes.
Wow.
Just
like
fun.
Touchdowns are fun, and I had no doubt they were going to win the game at that point. I can't remember the last time we're like, oh yeah, no, this thing's over. Even though the score didn't say it was over, it just kind of felt, like we're going to win this game. And I think everyone agrees that your meal tastes better, your drink tastes better. I'm sure the bottle of wine that you poured, Nathan, when you got home Sunday felt better. My drink tasted better. And everything, you got a spring in your step on Monday morning. The key, though, and what did Kevin say today? I think we majored in amnesia. We're really good at amnesia. Something with the word amnesia is you got to take that good feeling, but you got to forget about it because it's a new week. It's 18 one-week or 17 one-week seasons. There is nothing else like it in sport. Nothing else like the NFL, where it is just another one-week season this week. Yep. But, at least you can go to sleep a little bit easier.
Yeah, and on some level, I don't want them to forget this because Grant had kind of forgotten what it felt like to win. Remember how good this feels.
Right.
Do everything you have to do to remember how good this feels. And for us now, you look at New England and you say they're playing great. Drake May is doing things that are historically great for a player of his age, which I know you sent the notes last night, so thank you for that. But this is an opportunity not only to get the first consecutive wins of the season. I think, we are certainly the best defense, not the best team, but the best defense that they have faced so far this year. So that'll be a good challenge for us as well as for the New England Patriots. But, the beauty of the NFL, and you mentioned it's kind of 1 week season, is if you can win going into the bye week, you get to feel that you get 2 weeks out of that.
Yeah.
And if we could win 2 in a row going into the bye week, that will carry us into November feeling good. Yeah. Now, you wonder how would that affect potentially, depending on what else goes on in our division. But, the Steelers are underdogs this week against Green Bay. All of a sudden, the division could be really kind of, moving back together or coagulating, as I would like to say, that you wonder how does that affect how we view the trade deadline. Now, the Browns did get the trade deadline pushed back 1 week, but not 2. And the trade deadline, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew, is the Tuesday after our bye week.
Correct. It's election day. Easy way to remember it. It's November 4th. So it's election day. I was thinking how this kind of reminds me of last year. And I look, there's so many bad things about last year that we all want to forget. But we had just beaten the Ravens, and you get the Chargers coming to town. You weren't sure yet were the Chargers really any good. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all smoke and mirrors, right? That defense isn't any good. And if you could just ride the momentum, remember both games at home, a little 3-game homestand there, you beat the Chargers, and then you get to the bye, and that would have been your 3rd win, I'm fairly certain. You get to the bye, and then you're going to New Orleans after the bye, and that's a winnable game. Heck, they're firing Dennis Allen. You're like, it's there. And then you let your guard down. You got beaten pretty soundly by the Chargers. This is a much different test. You're on the road against a very good team. Drake May, it's not an exaggeration to say he's playing better, as well, if not better, than any other quarterback in the NFL right now, period. No, I don't know that anyone's playing better than Drake May right now. There's Mahomes, obviously. He's a different beast. But this is a much different test. You got to go get that
3 minutes.
Get to the bye, because then everything looks different.
Yeah, it all does. I mean, and then, by the way, it's at Jets after that, which that's a bit of a mess. Not that we're good enough to take anybody for granted, but it's absolutely. It does. And then Ravens here, and obviously you're skeptical of where they are defensively, and then it's at Raiders. So, like, you could get back in this thing pretty quickly. And I think, guys, we got about a minute here, buddy. It's hope. Hope is good for a team. Hope's good for a fan base. Hope's good for all of us, man. We can peddle in hope, can't we?
I love it. I love selling hope. I think I'm reasonably good at it. You guys are fantastic at it. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So, yeah, go get one and get some hope. Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Lutely. Yes. And I think they can. But, you got to get more. You got to get more plays downfield here. You got to get the consistent running game going, not just a couple of chunk plays here and there. If they can do that this game.
2 minutes.
I got to tell you, Siciliano, this show right now is operating at an unbelievable level. I said nothing. Bo said nothing. I looked at the TV behind me. Your pictures were not in it. I just kind of gestured to it. And 2 seconds later, Dr. J, boom, you're right back up there. So now we've got all the Sicilianos. I want this one, though, on the bottom. I want the lower third to be a different picture. We need a third picture of Siciliano.
Picture. Yeah, grab a screen grab from his walks on the beach.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Yeah, grab one of those.
Like this. I'm not looking right now. Is it the awkward arms crossed thing?
You're so. I think it's proud Siciliano. Proud Siciliano is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's orange dry fit. That's on the field in Mobile, I think, before the Senior Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Going, smile. And I'm like, I have awkward smiles. Like, I don't do this well.
When you said that, I thought it would have been amazing if it was like painted on midfield.
I think those are two different arms crossed pictures. The smile on the lower third is a little more robust than the smile in the main. Don't you agree?
They all win.
I mean,
they all win.
Starkey's a heck of a photographer.
They are two different pictures.
Two different Sicilianos.
Right. I want to no. I want the lower third Siciliano to be him at a fine eating establishment.
We got more.
A fine eating establishment because he's great at that. The guy loves his food and is good at sussing out the best places to eat.
If you do that, then we need a picture of Nathan looking at a wine list.
Yeah, baby.
Sold.
I'm in. Sold.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's go.
All right, buddy. 30. Good talking to you.
Yes, it's what a treat.
Enjoy the rest of your day in the sun.
Fun time. See you Saturday.
The sun is gone. The sun is gone from here.
Be sure to catch the Browns preview show tonight, 7 to 8, University Hospital's Cleveland Browns Radio Network. Donovan McMillan, play-by-play voice, Andrew Siciliano, who you just heard from, joined Ken and Gerard to preview the Browns and the Patriots. We're back tomorrow. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.